Hi everyone, to all of you, and welcome back once again to this free Shiksha IELTS classes. So let's start with today's topic without any further delay. And today we are going to talk about and learn about report writing. That is your first task in the writing academic IELTS. So I'm going to share with you the format, the structure, then I'm going to tell you the marking criteria of task 1 in your IELTS writing, and I'm also going to show you what are the kind of types of reports which do come in your report writing, then what are the tips and strategies which you can follow for getting a higher band, and how to write an overview, because that is one of the most important paragraphs in your writing task. So starting with the key information. So basically, you are required to write minimum of 150 words. If you write less than 150, then your bands will be affected negatively. You have around 20 minutes to plan and write your task 1. So you should use a formal style of writing. Task 1 contributes half as many marks to your score as task 2. So task 1 is worth 33 of the total mark in your writing test. So always remember that it's 33% of your total writing test. Now, if we move forward, then we have the format here. What is the structure which you have to follow? So the first paragraph is obviously your introduction sentence. Then second is your overview, which I will come back to again, because I have to explain you how to you actually write overview. This is the most crucial paragraph of your report writing. Then we have two more paragraphs, paragraph 3 and 4. So either you can combine both of them. These both are known as main body paragraphs. Okay. Now, if we come to the marking criteria, then we have 4 parameters on the basis of which you're evaluated for your IELTS writing test. So, first is task achievement. That means appropriate response to the task, of course. Then we have cohesion and coherence, the ability to present a well-structured essay. Then we have vocabulary or lexical resource. So the ability to use a range of appropriate vocabulary and to use it correctly. Now, grammatical range and accuracy, that means the ability to use grammar correctly and to use a range of grammar forms. So each of these parameters, all the 4, they carry each of them 25% of the marks, and that brings it up to 100%. So you will be scored and evaluated separately on all these 4 parameters, and then your mean or the average score would be calculated by dividing it with 4, the total or the sum of all those 4 marks. Okay, now coming to one of the important parts of today's class, that is types of report writing. So as an IELTS candidate, you should know what are the kind of reports which you might encounter in your paper. Of course, only one will come in your paper, so you should be aware of all the 7-8 types. So first is bar graphs. Okay, so the bar graph would look something like this. There will be trends and X and Y axis, and the information would be divided, in such a manner you will encounter in your paper as well. If we talk about line graphs, then line graphs will be, of course, and there will be several lines where you'll have to make a comparison. If we talk about pie charts, then definitely we know what are pie charts. This is what it looks like. We also have kinds of diagrams, so it can be in the form of anything, like here it is in the form of a flow chart. Okay, it can be a diagram like this, process diagrams. This is another kind of report. So here, for example, it's a baby fish, and then how it is converting into a bigger fish. So all the process has been given here. Then we have tables, multiple graphs where you will have more than one graph. So for example, here in this example, you have one bar graph and one pie chart. Then we have maps and plans, and of course the strategy. So what is the strategy? Let's understand that. So understand how the test is marked. We know how the marking criteria is like. Paraphrase the question, because if you are repeating the words from the question, definitely your marks will be cut. Write the overview as part of your report writing. Support the main features, that means add the details along with numbers and units, everything. Check your work. Okay, that means keep some time for revision in the end. To write an overview. The overview is probably the most important paragraph in the whole writing task 1. In fact, as we will see later in this post, it is very difficult to score 7 and above without a good one. So an overview is simply a summary of the main or most important points in a graph, chart, process, or map. It is normally 2 to 3 sentences long and should be the second paragraph you write in your essay, because first is your introduction. What does the examiner want? An overview is one of the first things that an examiner looks for, because it shows them that you can identify the most important information from the graph or chart and clearly identify overall trends and comparisons. So if we look at the official marking scheme, then we can see that this word overview is mentioned 3 times. So let's look here: band 5, band 6, and band 7. You can see here the mention of overview has been there in all the 3 bands. So now you know that how much it is important. So what is an overview basically? To understand this, we must look at the question, and the question for an academic task 1 is always the same. So summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So this is the tagline which will be presented every time you practice your IELTS writing, report writing, or even if you go in the exam, you will encounter this sentence everywhere. Now, how do I select the correct features? Definitely, you need to look for the specific information, for the highlighting information, anything which is rising in the chart, or anything which is declining or reducing in number, or something which is stable throughout. So, all these pointers can be one of the main striking features. So is there any special grammar? Of course, you need to use some of the complex words and sentences to get to that, level of band. Because if you're using very simple sentences and no complex or good words or vocabulary, then definitely your bands would be affected, and you will get a very simple band as well, to be honest. So you need to get a higher band. For that, you need to use that level of grammar as well as vocabulary. Now, shouldn't I write a conclusion? This is a very important question which many of the IELTS candidates they ask from me. So here is the question, here is the answer in fact. No. Conclusions are really a summary of what you think or opinions, right? And this is not an opinion essay, so you do not need to write a conclusion. Save your conclusions for task 2. Now, guys, that was all from my side, and I thank you all for watching us live. Definitely, we'll be coming back on Tuesday now, because Monday is Christmas. So, I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, and I shall see you soon with a fresh new topic on writing, maybe, or maybe speaking. I'll just check the calendar and come again here. So, yes, till then, keep revising your IELTS, and I shall see you soon with a fresh new topic on Tuesday. Thank you so much, guys, for watching us live. Bye bye, and have a Merry Christmas.